So let's move on to game two. I'm over here in black. I'm against an 1880. Okay, pretty interesting. D4, D5, and let's just not allow knight B5. By the way, now after a bit of development, we're in a position where I don't really like that much, but I just have to accept it's there. I move knight here, attacking the knight. He decides to push. I decide to take. He takes, which I think the best move was to take my bishop because if you take here, I can just take your pawn for free. And now he's just putting me. Now I'm trying to get my pieces out so I can start doing things. He goes there, I take, he takes back, and I go queen here, attacking here. And the threat is actually knight g4, which is not a threat actually. It's really not a threat. That's just a threat I did. That's just my threat. It's not a threat at all. He brings the bishop back because fair enough. I put queen on e7. Okay. Rook goes to b1, and I castle to protect it. It's a bad move because of this. And now after I get a few pawns, and I move my king in, he starts to attack me. He starts to attack me again, which I really just don't like. So I take here. By the way, this is a pretty nice move that I made. Look at this. He's attacking my queen, but I take his bishop because if he takes my queen, I take his queen with check, and then I take his rook as well. So he takes, and I take the pawn. Okay. So now I think I'm in a winning position. So I have to just play a little better. But now, in this position, instead of doing something like push to C pawn or push to B pawn, I decide to go here. Now, I'm telling you right now, I had like 13 minutes on the clock. So, I again just spent so little time that I didn't spend enough time analyzing the position. I completely forgot this was pinned. That's the reason why this is bad, because it's a free rook. I actually picked up and took his queen, but he motioned to me that was an illegal move, and at that point I knew it was over. I still wanted to play on, so I pushed the pawn. The only real move to stop mate. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't really do much because he takes with check. Now I just take back because why not? Because I mean, what's the worst he can do? I think he's just gonna take my rook or something, or he's just gonna take here, and I'm going to block, and something's gonna happen. He checks me. Okay, that's one of the things I thought can happen. I move my king to the only place I could go. Checkmate. I didn't see this, which was quite unfortunate, but it'd be like that sometimes. And after this game, I told myself that I would play slower. Anyways, in game three, I did the opposite, and I didn't even go under a minute on the clock. Uh, so after e4, e5, knight e3, and he plays d6. Now after d4, e takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6. I play bishop pinning the knight. He plays attacking my knight. I play knight to c3, defending the pawn. He plays bishop to d7, just developing. I attack the knight. He brings out the bishop. I take. He takes with queen. I take the knight. He takes with the bishop, and I defend the pawn. Now, and I attack, and he attacks my bishop, which I then respond by taking his knight, and he takes my bishop. So this is the position we're in. So far, it's been like 10 seconds. It's been 10 seconds on the board. So I castle. It took me 10 seconds for me to castle. He castles back almost immediately. And I play rook to e1. This is a blunder. How is this a blunder, you say? Well, this is hanging. Well, this is just hanging. So, this is just, it's not really that bad of a blunder. It's just, but he misses it. And I do the same thing. This is a blunder because this is hanging. And he misses it again. So I play rook to e3, which, by the way, does the same thing. In fact, it does the same thing, but with a tempo. Well, I was always going to bring this here, but he brings rook, I double it, and he goes queen here. Now, in my mind, I go, ooh, queen here, bishop on same file. I can push. So I did. And got mated. Look at this! Look at this line from move 12 to 17. Look at that! Oh my god. Just, we're on to game 4. I've meditated. Anyways, I'm going to make the same exact mistakes for 90% of the game. We are actually black on this. My opponent, Richard Seitz, 1294. I gotta win this one. I gotta win this one. I'm not losing any more rating points. Okay, so knight f3. Right, I play knight f6. I don't really like playing against knight f3 because things happen, and if he plays c4, I pretty much go d6 e5 almost every time. He brings up the bishop. Fair enough. This is general. This is like normal development, but now with their castle, bring the rook out. He brings the rook out. I move my pawn because I don't know what to do. Right now, I have like 13 minutes on the clock left. This is a G15. No increment, no delay. This is just game in 15. He pushes the pawn. Well, okay then. I'll attack his knight. And he puts his knight on on d5 because he wants to protect this. He wants to protect this square. So I take, he takes, and I decide it's a great idea to go to b4 because this is the threat. This is the threat. I wanna do fork, right? And so he protects it by blundering his own fork. Unfortunately for me, I snap play, which means I play almost instantly. And right after I moved, I realized that I could have done this. So I'm like hoping to myself, he doesn't do anything, moves the bishop or move the pawn or in some way. No, he saw it. He saw it. Of course, he saw it because why not? So he moves the. And by the way, if he moved this rook, I could have just taken here. So he moves the best rook he could have. Rook e to c1, and I just decide, you know what, let's just get the knight out of there. And I'm gonna end up bringing my knight here no matter what he does. He decides to bring the queen here, only solidifying knight to c5 for me. And he pushes. Now here I take a lot of time, actually. I take like 2 minutes thinking about this one because I really, really want to play here for some reason. I really just want to take. Now I have to. And then at some point, I just thought, you know what? Can I sacrifice the knight in some way or something? And you know what I did? I've played too risky this. I played too risky this tournament already. I'm not doing any of that. So I decided just to take. And he takes with the queen, which is weird. I thought just taking with the bishop would have been better. But I think he thought, oh, look, I'm giving threats. Now, unfortunately, that threat does nothing but help me because it allows me to, it gives me opportunity to play here, which, by the way, also uncovers my rook to attack. So this pawn is going next. And he helps me by going queen to d2, which I can take this pawn. Now, this is a bad move because I could have just played here. And if he took, I had knight to c3, which would have been pretty cool, but I didn't see that at the time. I'm playing a little faster. He goes queen to c2, so I just take, he takes, and I move my queen up. I am thinking of playing queen to f5 right now because it gives multiple threats. He decides to go rook all the way back to castled square, f1. So I decided to play it because why not? Now he could do a multitude of things. This knight here, Literally anything, pretty much. He doesn't do that, and in fact gives me the knight. So I take the knight. He takes the bishop. I take the bishop, and he attacks my queen. So I just escape. He attacks my knight again, which I was gonna move this anyways because I wanted the rooks to see each other, but I decided to go here, and he moves queen to f2, which is an unfortunate move that blunders a royal fork, somewhat of a royal fork at least. And actually, it's not just a royal fork, but it also blunders the rook. You're gonna see right here because after take, I take here and I can take here. Now he can't take the rook. He takes the rook. Now it's mate. Check, check, and I bring rook up. Now it's over because I just take, check, check, and checkmates. So that ends the tournament for me, and yeah, I end with a mate, but I've lost to a 1400 and 1800. 1800 is not gonna do much to me, but 1400 is gonna be pretty bad for my rating. That was that for me. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.